sure that's all good. And then changed the rear main seal while I was in there. And as long as I had the pan off, I'd go ahead and change the oil pump, whether it needed it or not. That rear main seal is quite the ordeal. My plan was I had a kind of hour by hour plan for Thursday, Friday, Saturday to get it done, and of course nothing went as planned. Got called into work for about 6 hours on Friday. That kind of put a damper on my PTO. There's a cover over the rear bearing that's got to get out to get to the main seal, and I just could not get that cover off. A lot of the YouTube videos have people that are like, why do people try to do this while the engine's in? Just take the engine out and you can get to it easier. And well, that's not an option for me. So I fussed with it a few times, and I asked for advice from the Ford Truck forums and from Gemini, and I just ended up giving up. I'm like, this is not a job I'm going to be able to do. And so the oil pan, I repainted it, and I had to cure a bit, and that delayed me by a day. And so last night was Tuesday, and last night I got everything put back together and put the oil back in it. There's somebody sleeping under that bridge, so I had to delay a little bit before I got any swords. So anyway, that's kind of how that went. There were some kind of tricky spots that you got to approach with care and stuff, and so I'm thinking of I've got a website that I've got the domain name, haven't really started building anything there yet, but my idea is to kind of put a build log and lessons learned and stuff on there, just really more for my own purposes, I guess, and then if it can help somebody else out, that's great too. So if you're watching this video, you're probably here for the ride and probably don't care too much about how to get the little drive shaft, sorry I'm talking with my hands, into the oil pump in the bottom of the distributor. But there's some tricks to it. Even getting the oil pan out is kind of a unique challenge. You have to actually, and I've talked about this in the video before, but you have to actually jack it, undo the motor mounts from under the engine, and then you jack the engine up without the trunk coming up, just the engine, and then wedge some boards in there to hold it in place, and then kind of put it up by a couple of inches, and that gives it just enough clearance for the dog. I'm gonna bark again. It gives just enough clearance to get the oil pan out. So that's something that, I don't know, most average straight tree mechanics don't have to do. Change the gasket, but they don't have a 66 Ford 352 like I do. around, got the chocks out. Ran over to the other truck and got the iPhone mount out so we could shoot this video today. And hopped back in, got it off the ramps, and then moved the ramps into the garage and picked up a little bit, and then hopped in to go. And man, I was hot and sweaty just with that little bit of work. So it is muggy. Driving great today though. I meant to check the oil with the dipstick, but you know, oops. There's the bark part. I don't see any dogs there today. This is napping weather for doggies. Some of these leaks. Standing on the corner there looks like Chris Christopherson. See the tower. The OK Tower is 50 stories tall. I can't see a single bit of it because of the fog. It's pretty amazing. Looks like we're going to catch a light here, so this would be a good place for me to just say thanks for coming along, and we've got her running again. Probably still dripping oil everywhere, but not spewing oil. So that was, that would have been me that caused that. So anyway, coming along for the ride. We got maybe one more this week, then I'm going to take a little bit of time off. But then we'll be back in a couple of weeks. So, sorry, that was my lip. I was scratching my lip with my teeth and I made a kissing sound. I didn't mean to be kissing you goodbye. So, anyway, not kissing you goodbye, but goodbye anyway. Thanks for coming along for the ride.